Hello everyone, this is Joe again, and this time around for my persuasive speech I'm here to talk a little bit about the benefits of physical activity. And just to go over a brief agenda, I'm kind of going to define what it is to my own knowledge and what I think fitness and physical activity is, and then I'm going to describe the different types of physical activity that I'm most familiar with, and then I'm going to kind of go into the benefits of each of those as we go through. Kind of take on a bit of a rebuttal or some negatives maybe that physical fitness and mental fitness can have on the body and the mind, and then I'm going to go right back into my conclusion right after that. So to start off first, I'm going to go ahead and physical activity and fitness as a whole. And in my eyes, fitness is really just a way in which to improve yourself physically and mentally. Physical fitness is of more focus on the body, obviously, the exterior, and mental fitness, from what I've seen, is just as important, is taking care of your mind, and the two of those really do work in tandem together, from what I've seen with my own results and with some of the people that I've trained in the past as well. So what are some of the different types of physical fitness that you see most often? I would say the first one that I'm most familiar with would be weightlifting. Weightlifting, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in a personal gym at home, regardless of where it is, it can improve your physical strength. It can also improve cardiovascular activity, which is always good. It really just gets you moving, again, whether it's in the gym or somewhere personal. Now also too, weightlifting, it is a process of tearing your muscles apart and then letting them heal back together in order to get stronger. So aside from weightlifting alone, when that's paired with another type of fitness, physical fitness would be cardio. In cardio, whether it's running, biking, those are the two main ones, sprinting, jogging, it increases your heart health. And because it increases your heart health, it's a very good thing for the physical being itself. And also too, there's other things that you can do to make cardio more enjoyable. For example, me myself, I don't really like doing cardio as much as I like lifting weights. Why? Because that's just my preference. And a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are like me in that sense. And a lot of people like cardio more than they like lifting weights. But when I do cardio, I know it's for the better. Because, even so, there are different ways you can do cardio to make it more enjoyable, in my sense. For example, I've never done it before, but what I've heard from other people is that Zumba is one extremely good way to get in a good cardio workout, because your body is constantly moving. When your body is constantly moving, you sweat, and it's better than sitting down at a desk chair all day and then going to bed and then waking up and doing that 5 days a week. It's difficult, especially when time is such a constraint, but those effects, those physical effects on the body will outweigh all of the other negatives. And also too, one more, but a bit more advanced type of cardio that I've also seen, whether it's in the gym or outside the gym, is called high intensity interval training, for those that are a little bit more in depth and advanced with their cardio training. I've seen a lot of track people do this. Also cross country happens a lot in. It's a high intensity interval training is very fast spurts of different workouts. For example, one cycle would be wind sprints, followed by burpees, which are really just like push-ups into a squat jump. Followed by squat jumps, and then followed by more wind sprints. Something along those lines is very fast-paced, very, very fast-paced, and it gets the heart rate going at an extremely fast pace. So that's another type of cardio. But then, two, what we have are some risks that are definitely associated with the cardio and weightlifting side of things. For example, weightlifting, if it's done far too often and far too hard, it can have drastic physical effects, negative physical effects. For example, if someone were to lift 5 to 7 days a week without a break, I usually have a rest day, but if they were to do that without a break, then it can absolutely hinder any of your ability to lift later on in your lifetime. For example, it can have a big impact on the joints. It can have a very big impact just on the way that your muscles heal themselves. So a definite rest day would be the best way to approach weightlifting, because it can have some severe outcomes if not done properly, especially with the whole aspect of form and the proper way to lift. But that's for another completely different speech. Also, too, there can be certain things caused by an overactive amount of cardio. Exercise-induced arrhythmia and also exercise-induced asthma attacks can happen frequently to someone who abuses cardio. And I use the word abuses because sometimes you can just do it too much. There's a certain amount of cardio and a certain amount of weightlifting that you can do, and there's a healthy amount. It's really just a matter of being fit is just doing some sort of physical activity every day. Whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, that's really the goal there. And if you can do that, then it can have very good effects on the body and also on the mind. And there's something that, this is just a term that I coined, passive fitness. A bit more passive fitness would be something along the lines of yoga. Yoga, you're still moving around, your body is active, except you're in a stationary spot. And yoga can be very beneficial too. It's relaxing. I've done yoga before in the past myself, in school, just at different sessions, and it's highly underrated sometimes by certain people, but especially like the huge meathead lifters. They'll go in and they'll say, "Oh, why are you doing yoga?" Well, because it makes you sweat and it's a movement. So, speaking from experience, both weightlifting, yoga, and cardio can definitely have good effects on the body and the mind as well. But I say passive because there's not as much movement involved in yoga as there is, say, maybe in weightlifting or cardio. But at the same time, you're still getting a sweat on and you are still active. And also, too, something as passive as meditation is very good for the mind as well. It's extremely relaxing, meditation, and although you might not be moving, you are in a state pretty much of Zen, where you just sit there and put yourself in a very happy place. And that too, that mental stimulation can be a more passive form of fitness as well. So altogether, with all these different things, although there are some negatives associated, with activity and fitness, it can definitely have a very positive vibe and very positive effects if utilized the right way and certain goals are set for yourself. A combination of cardio, weightlifting, and maybe a bit of passive fitness as well with the meditation or yoga can have drastic effects on the body and the mind. And like I said earlier in the intro, when they work together in tandem, it can have a very lasting and excellent effect on the body, the both of them. So as a result, I would just say, 30 minutes to an hour per day of physical or mental fitness can maybe even make you last longer. That's not scientifically proven, but I do suggest that. And again, my name is Joe Cody, and that would be it for this persuasive speech on fitness.